Whoop. And we're live, folks. Back with a new live. You know, the title says it all. I'm back with another book analysis. The last book I did was How Trump is Making Black America Great Again by Horace Cooper. And now I'm going to talk about this book. What is Quantum Melanin Physics? So it's basically about quantum physics and how, melanin affects that. So yeah, it's by Heru. And I'm gonna wait for you guys to get up in here. All right, we can get started. All right, so this is the book. Is What is Quantum Melanin Physics? The Master Key Series, Volume 19. Inspired by the Forces of Nature, Noon. Inscribed by Neb Heru, Kepper Kafre, you mean. And, it's published by Those Who Truly Care, Ghana and West Africa, 2009, Hereafter. Dedicated to the pure ones, living in spirit and truth. Given by the living forces of almighty eternal nature. Now, it goes into something interesting. This isn't the book necessarily yet, but this is, the solar symbol of Ra or Ray. So you see the Ankh, you see the the triangles, and then you see the three triads. This is where Nikola Tesla, as you can see right here, got his 369, not theory, but that's where he got the 369 from. So 3 times 3 equals 9, and these were the three triads. And this all represents body, spirit, and body, spirit, and soul. So you have the mental, which is, the soul. You have the emotional, which is the spirit, and the vital principle, which is the body. Now, right here, you have the intelligence, the intuition, and the will. So, you have the mind, you have the soul, spirit, and then you have the body, which is the will. Then you have the creator, the preserver, and the transformer. And this all links up to the same thing. Now, all aspects reflected in us are coming in the Supreme Being Ray. Now, this is what Noon represented also. But going on to the book analysis, it also talks about the Master Key. Going on to the book analysis, I'm about to, go into the book. Okay. Now, first, it talks about, the Master Key, which is the Ankh. The Ankh, represented the womb of the woman. So the top circle, the oval, represents the womb. I can show you what the Ankh looks like. I posted a picture of this earlier. So this oval is a womb. These represent the ovaries, left and right ovaries, and this represents the birth canal. And it talks about what is the Master Key. And then the Master Key is what accesses basically the God consciousness, what possesses the powers that not powers, but what they use to access and activate the crown chakra, which is what you consider God consciousness. Now, going on, it has fundamental laws in nature. The Master Key is basically mind power. So using positive imagery and energy to attract other positive imagery and energy into your life, using it as a life force and everything else. Now, the Master Key is mental power, your creative, God power, like your psychic abilities, opening the pineal gland. So there's different ways you can open the pineal gland up as well. You can use sunlight, eating right, drinking distilled water, spring water, things like that. Going on throughout the book. Oh, all right. Now, this is going to the start of the book. It starts with like a question: what is quantum physics? Quantum physics is, it's called melanin. It means like melanin. Physics means nature, forces of nature, matter and energy. Now, going on, is basically what questions asked throughout the book. It defines melanin in quantum physics. There's a thing called sun heat genes. So, how do I want it? The heat gene. It's basically like what makes you tanner, like in how it makes a melanin and things like that. Melanin is carbon based, and it gives us sun heat genes. So the male, and it breaks down masculine and feminine energy. So the masculine energy, which is just logic and light, masculine meaning the giver, and the feminine energy being the female, which is negative energy, the receiver, and the spark of light, things like that. And how, the light travels through the pineal gland. It breaks down, the seat chakra, the crown seat, the pineal gland. So think of sperm. It breaks down how sperm of the male travels to the pineal gland throughout the womb. So it represents, energy transferring through the pineal gland. And it talks about mast cells, things like that. So I am kind of skimming through the book, and it has different depictions of, how the brain works, brain neurons, the cranial, the central nerves, the peripheral, the automatic, the central nerve system. The central nerve system is, the communication network and the control network of the body. The electrochemical impulses that stores senses and messages throughout the body, things like that. So, quantum physics affects the nervous system as well, basically. Now, how melanin is a gift from nature. So melanin is more than just pigments of the skin. Melanin is found all throughout the universe. It's in plants. It's in, grass, plants, grass, stars, the cosmos, the universe itself, humans, animals, all sorts of things. It's found in abundance. Melanin is not exclusive to black people, but black people have the highest amount of melanin, and it comes in high abundance in black people. So it's a skin pigmentation. And from cells, it's produced by cells. Like pigment melanin is produced by cells in the epidermis, and it's called melanocytes. And by definition, according, this is from the book. By definition, these are the definition from Webster's dictionary. Melanism is a amount of black or nearly black pigmentation in the skin, feather, and hair. So melanin is found in the hair. Is found in the skin, is found in feathers of a bird. And melanocytes are epidermal cells capable of synthesizing melanin. So, and there's other hormones such that, secrete from this pituitary gland, and it regulates the color in the human skin. And it breaks that down. It has, I'm going to show you a picture. This is a melanocyte. This is a melanin. These are hair shafts, sweat pores, things like that. And it goes to ask the question, why is melanin important? Because, it's produced in, different organs as well, not just the skin, the vertebrae, the central nervous system, things like that. Melanin can be also found in the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the thyroid gland, the thymus gland, the parathyroid gland, the adrenal gland, and the carotid body. So it's an abundance in the heart, the liver, the muscles, the the gastrointestinal tracts, or things like that. And it's important to know that melanin is carried throughout the body, because this is why they organ harvest black people. Oops, I think I said too much. Nah, but whatever. So the adrenochrome system, things like that. Now, it goes on to how much melanin can be in the skin of one individual. So it depends on the genetics, things like that. There's more than one type of melanin. So you have cosmic melanin, you have plant melanin, you have animal melanin, you have human melanin, and what else? Yeah, that's about it. Because neuromelanin is cosmic melanin. Theomelanin is animal melanin. Chlorophyll is plant melanin. And there's different codes as well of, that breaks down melanin. It breaks down the amino acid chart too. So there's different hormones. There's different, fixtures that can help produce melanin at higher rates. Yellow melanin or pigment is the first stage of melanin. So melanin is based on how carbon burns throughout the skin. And melanin controls like mental and physical body activities. and what people had the most melanin, quote unquote, well, African people or black people. And yeah, and it shows the melanin that was in the melanin that our ancestors had, which, you know, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, you know, those people. Melanin can be toxic too. If you can toxify your melanin, or your body, basically. You can toxify the melanin by the foods that you eat, you know, improper diets, improper sleeping habits, things like refined sugars, animal proteins, you know, and eating things that are not in your natural state, because things that can cause diseases. So just a bunch of junk food, you know, and if you toxify, you know, your melanin, which is just chemical that, you know, is produced throughout the body. Also, it's produced in your brain cells too, as well. So the pineal gland produces neuromelanin, and it secretes through all out the body, not just the brain. So it produces melatonin and serotonin as well. So if you calcify your pineal gland, there's a lot of things that calcifies your pineal gland, and you can find this out in the book called Melanin, What Makes Black People Black. I might just have an analysis of that book as well, and then Melanin, the chemical key to black greatness. So if you calcify your pineal gland, it will help you. It will make, not help. It will deteriorate your thinking, your cognitive skills, and you may act out in an animalistic, in a barbaric way. So it's basically you're losing a part of your soul. And then it breaks down like the charts that you can use to, you know, help out and balance out your pineal gland. So this is the chart right here. You know, it goes from most acidic to the most alkaline foods. And it breaks down in different categories as sweeteners, fruits, beans, vegetables, legumes, nut seeds, oils, grains, cereals, meats, eggs, dairy, and eggs/dairy, and beverages. So as you can see, there is no meats that are alkaline. There's no meats that are alkaline for a reason, because meat does not give off energy. When humans eat meat that's dead. So you're getting a secondhand protein, a secondhand source of energy. When you eat fruit and vegetables, it's alive. The fruits and vegetables are alive. That's why they give off such energy and alkaline. That's it. That's all. That's the difference between fruits and meats. And then it has a chart. It's a list of foods that toxify, you know, your melanin, which is high acidic foods. So let's go. The most acidic sweeteners: NutraSweet equal aspartame, sweet and low. Then you have blueberries, cranberries, and prunes. Then you have chocolate. That's, you know, fruits. That's blueberries, cranberries, and prunes. You have beans, vegetables, legumes, which is chocolate. Nut seeds, which is peanuts and walnuts. Grain oils. There's no oils that are acidic. So grains and cereals: wheat, white, flour, pastries, and pasta. Then you have the lowest acidic meat, which is beef, pork, and shellfish. Then you have eggs and dairy, which is cheese, homogenized milk, and ice cream. Then you have beverages such as beer and soft drinks. These are the most acidic, you know, of these food categories. Now you have acid, which is white sugar and brown sugar. Those are for sweeteners. Fruit: sour cherries and rhubarbs. I hope I didn't butcher that. Then you have the beans and vegetables: potatoes, pinto beans, navy beans, lima beans. Then you have nut seeds, which is pecans and cashews. No oils. And then you have grain cereals, which is white rice, corn, buckwheat, oats, and rye. Then you have meats such as turkey, chicken, and lamb. Then you have dairy, which is raw milk. Then you have beverages such as coffee. Coffee produces a high amount of caffeine. Which is also a drug. But yeah, going back to the meat, like pork. Pork is one of the worst things you can eat. Sorry. Because of all the toxins that are spewed out when a pig is slaughtered. For a reason. And plus, it's high in acid. So the point is to be balanced in your balance of alkaline and acid. So if you're going to eat meat, you're going to have to balance it out with alkaline. with a bunch of alkaline. So basically if you're a carnivore, you're gonna have to balance your body out with alkaline, if that makes sense. And if you're drinking things like coffee, things like, even tea, even though it has low acid, its tea still has caffeine in it. Well, this manufactured tea has caffeine in it too. So going back to the lowest acidic sweeteners. So the lowest acid sweeteners are processed honey, molasses. You have the fruits, which is plums, processed fruit juices. Then you have the beans, vegetables, and legumes, which are cooked spinach, kidney beans, and string beans. Then you have nut seeds, which are pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. These, like the lowest acid foods, actually build your digestive system up as well, in your immune system. Then you have corn oil, the first oil. Then you have grains and cereals, which is sprouted wheat bread, spelt brown rice. Then you have the meats, which is venison and cold water fish. Then you have eggs and dairy, which is egg butter, yogurt, buttermilk, and cottage cheese. And then beverages, which is tea. Now, if we go to the low, I might as well just break down the whole chart. Sheesh. Now we go to the alkaline foods and beverages. So the lowest alkaline sweetener is raw honey and raw sugar. Lowest alkaline fruits: oranges, bananas, cherries, pineapples, peaches, and avocados. Then you have the vegetables and the beans, which is carrots, tomatoes, fresh corn, mushroom, cabbage, peas, potato skins, olives, soybeans, and tofu. Then you have the nut seeds, which are chestnuts. Then you have the oils, which is canola oil. Then you have the grains and cereals, which is amaranth, and millet, wild rice, and quinoa. So this is those I forgot what it is, but it's a vegan substitute for something. Now you have eggs and dairy, which is soy cheese, soy milk, goat cheese, and whey. And then you have beverages, which is ginger tea. Now you have alkaline sweeteners, which is maple syrup, rice syrup. Fruits, which is dates, figs, melons, grapes, papayas. A fun fact: Egyptians ate grapes and they made wine out of grapes for a reason. Like, people say grapes are the worst fruits to eat. No, it's not. Grapes have alkaline in them. You had to eat seeded fruit. If you eat fruit without the seeds, that means the fruit is, processed in a way. It's processed if there's no seeds in it. So the natural fruits have seeds in them. So grapes. And fun fact, Egyptians were vegan. I said this before. The highest, they were the healthiest people on the planet. And they mostly ate fruit, so they were fruitarians. Vegans with a fruit, where they mostly ate fruit. That's what a fruitarian is. Now, going on. Papayas, kiwis, berries, apples, pears, and raisins. So raisins are dried up grapes, if you didn't know. Now, the vegetables: akura, squash, green beans, beets, celery, lettuce, zucchini, sweet potatoes, and carob. Then you have the nuts, which are almonds. And then you have the oil, which is flaxseed oil. You have no cereals or grains, no milk. Well, not no milk, but no meats. And breast milk. Breast milk is alkaline. And then you have the teas, which is green tea, the only tea. And then the most alkaline sweeteners are stevia, fruits, lemons, watermelons. This is why black people, well, not all black people, but this is why it's a stereotype that, black people love watermelon, because during slavery and things like that, that's what helped keep black people going. This is one of the fruits that helped black people going, which is watermelons. Then you have limes, grapefruits, mangoes, papayas. Then you have the vegetables, which is asparagus, onions, vegetable juice, parsley, raw spinach, broccoli, and garlic. And then the oil is olive oil. And then last, the beverages, the tea, is herb tea and lemon water. So putting lemon in your water will make the water alkaline. So if you can get a filter, if you can afford a filter, get a filter. You can get a water filter if you can distill the tap water, which I'm gonna do eventually. And then you can put lemon in it. You can have some alkaline water. So it's all about balancing your body out as well. So you don't want to have too much alkaline all the time. You don't want to have too much acid all the time. So, but the more you keep your body balanced and the more you keep your body alkaline, is how you'll keep yourself in a high vibrational state as well. So yeah, you know, ancestors can consider melanin as a gift from nature, which is located in the body, and then it goes into the light spectrum. So the visible light spectrum is all the lights that we can see that were created. And black people, it says that black people can produce this naturally. So, like all the visible light spectrums are just fictitious lights. Because light itself is just an illusion. Light is just energy moving through darkness at different wavelengths. And then, the more powerful the light is the bluer it is. The lower the light is the redder. So they scale light from red to blue. So, and short wavelengths to long wavelengths. I don't want to say, because I took an astronomy class. I learned this in an astronomy class. So, but yeah, the fictitious light, quote unquote, it are television, comes from televisions, and it comes from radio waves. It comes from radio waves and it comes from microwaves. Also, the lights that we can't see are UV rays, gamma rays, things like that. And then you have the whole light spectrum, which is also black light. Woo. Do I want to go through the whole book? I probably, And it breaks down electromagnetism, which is the current of electricity. And light, even the definition of light in science is energy anyway. So electricity in motion, which is also energy in motion, which means it's emotional energy. So that's our electromagnetism, because electrons. Think of emotions as electrons. Think of logic, thoughts, and ideas as light, which is masculine. The masculine energy, which is the protons. So it's all connected in a way. Electro equals light, and light spectrum is based off magnetism. And this is the light spectrum going from red to blue. Hold on. Here's the light spectrum right here. It goes from red to blue. This is the electromagnetic spectrum, which is the light spectrum. So electromagnetism is light. And the colors that you see are yellow, blue, red, orange, and purple. And, the darker it is, the more purple it becomes. And that's the color of indigo, which is the color of your pineal gland. And the darker it gets, it symbolizes the crown chakra. So this is where the chakra system. So the light spectrum is based off the chakra system. And I'm going to show you how. So look, this is the visible light spectrum. It's red, orange to yellow. And then the higher it goes, the least the visible light, the least amount of visible light it is. So that we cannot see with the human eye. So this red represents the root chakra. Orange represents the sacral chakra. Yellow represents the solar plexus. The green represents the heart chakra. Blue represents the throat chakra. Indigo represents the pineal gland. And, violet. Is it violet? Yeah, violet, like a blackish blue, represents the crown chakra. So the visible light spectrum is based off of the chakras, which is based off, and the rainbow is also based off the chakras too. And the visible light spectrum is based off the rainbow as well. See, it's all connected, because these are the colors of the rainbow. So yeah, and it also goes in, my bad if this is not like the not like the most entertaining, I guess, video. Oh my gosh. But yeah, and it also talks about Michael Jackson, but we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. Because this book is 240 pages. 241 pages. So, it also talks about symbolizing the black sun. So, the swastika is what? It represents, God consciousness. The original meaning of the swastika represented the sun. The black sun, the cycles of nature. But, now that they tainted it, I said this before, it was tainted by, the Nazis. They took this symbol from Africa, from Ethiopia to be exact. They took this symbol from Ethiopia and they did all this, carnage with it, and now it has a bad representation. So this is what the swastika looks like in Ethiopia. You see right here. So this is the quote unquote Nazi says a symbol, and this is the circle of light, a life. So which meant etheric energy and represented the sun, a Mun ray, a noon ray. So which is Ra, which is Ray, Amen. Amen, he has so many different names. So melanin is a solid form of light. So melanin is actually condensed, sunlight. And this is why people with higher amounts of melanin can absorb UV lights at a higher rate than others. And, your hairs, your antennas goes into that. So, how long do I keep on? Because I don't want to go through the whole book because I want you guys to read it. And then it goes on like photons, which is light and radiant energy. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. How long have I been on here? No, I didn't mean to do that. 25 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. So, yeah. What I would have to say about this book. Check this book out if you want to learn more about melanin and quantum physics at the same time. And if you want a deeper understanding of, black history, or just being black science, things like that. And, how you doing? So, yeah, check this book out. And I'm going to have another, analysis of this as well. Another book analysis. Because I might have to talk about, what Melanin, What Makes Us Black by Layla Africa. Hey, how you doing? But yeah. The vitamin D. It also talks about vitamin D, how we get vitamin D. Y'all be joining. I be wanting to get off, but people just join. But, so my initial thoughts about the book. Like, it's very informative. And I find books that, bring on in stuff that I already know. Talk about things I already know. And I don't even be reading these books. Like, this is my first time reading these books, and I'm familiar with the information already. And right here on this page I'm on, it talks about how light is information. I said this. Light is information. Light is also the like the yang. It's the yang. So if you can connect, masculine, feminine energy to all sorts of different things. Because at the end of the day, it all represents different things. So, light, dark. Let me say light, you have dark. Light being logic. Dark being emotion. Or, light being thoughts. Dark being feeling. Light meaning left. Dark meaning right. What else? Light meaning masculine. Dark meaning feminine. There's other things too. Hold on. Light. I just broke this down. Light meaning the soul. Dark meaning the spirit. Like, it's so many different things. Light, fire. Dark, water. Light, air. Dark, earth. Like, if you think of the elements. Because, fire is a masculine, feminine, like energy. A masculine, feminine energy. Water is a feminine energy. Air is a masculine energy. Earth is a feminine masculine energy, if that makes sense. Because, water deals with their feelings and emotions and feelings. Earth deals with internalizing your thoughts and ideas. Fire represents expression of your feelings. Air deals with communication, so expressing your thoughts and ideas. So it's so many different things that you can do. And the I is a light wave. Oop. But yeah, I'm gonna get up off here. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys check this book out. Before I go, this is the book title. It is What is Quantum Physics, Quantum Melanin Physics, and it's by Heru. Now, hope you guys learned something. I love you guys. I'm out. Peace.